My name is Gunnar and I'm running this company called Laxá feed mill. I got the lunchtime, so I'm very popular now. I will try to be quick and so you can eat something. But for those, most of the people here know who I am and what I do. But for those who don't, then Laxá is the factory itself is from 1987. It's former skretting factory. And in 1991 it became Icelandic. And we are in production and sales of fish feed and only in the domestic market. The factory is old but much renovated. So it's new old. And we can produce up to 20,000 tons. We are running only 11,000 tons this last year, and 9 persons who works there. And we produce feed for salmon needs, and we resell the Gunnar feed. That is the feed that we cannot produce. We start in 1.8 millimeters and produce up to 9 millimeters. And this is our newest investment. That is a silo for the final feed. And give us the ability to save some big bags, plastic, and some pallets. I am not going to go much into this, but this is the processing flow. And the raw materials, they have to have the nutrition for the fish, and they also have to have a good effect in the processing. So we cannot actually put every raw material that we think about, we cannot maybe not use it, because either it's not the nutrition or it's not the right effect in the processing. And behind this recipes, the left one is for the farmer, but the right one is the recipe itself, and it's many things that it has to fulfill. We have to have the amino acids, vitamins, fatty acids, carbohydrates, not too high, and so it's a lot of demands. So we cannot actually put anything in that we think about. Laxá is a very old-fashioned company, and our recipe is very old-fashioned. And we use a lot of fish meal, a lot of fish oil. Expensive, but the best raw materials possible. We always have to use wheat to bake up the pellets. So actually, to make fish feed, you only need fish meal, fish oil, and wheat to bake it up. And then you of course need some vitamins and colorant for the salmon needs. All other raw materials are just to save some cost. That is corn gluten meal, soya protein concentrate, rapeseed meal, wheat gluten, and rapeseed oil. It's just to save cost. It's not because it's better than the other one, it's to save cost. We have to source our raw material from many countries. Fish meal and fish oil, we use a lot of it, so we are lucky that we have a lot of fish meal and fish oil in Iceland. And 50% of our raw materials are domestic, so it's good for the carbon footprints. But all the other raw materials we have to source abroad. We get wheat and wheat gluten meal from Europe, rapeseed meal and oil from Denmark, soya and soya protein concentrate from South America, because it's all in the US, it's GMO product, so we have to source it from Brazil and Argentina. Corn gluten meal we get from China, and then we get the vitamins from Netherlands, and the Hafnarberg from Germany. Hafnarberg is the natural colorants. Then we use a little bit of the new plant meals. That is pea bean meal and guar meal. Guar meal we use for technical reasons, and pea bean meal we use as a replacement for wheat gluten. But we can guarantee traceability from fish farm to the fishing area for all fish-based materials. And we only use GMO-free and good manufacturer practicing GMP certified plant meal. And it's in many ways our feed is different from the others. Iceland is the blue one, Norway is the red one, Chile is the green one, and you see that Chile is using a lot of animal meal made from animals, and it's okay, fish can eat it, but our customer here in Europe, they do not allow us to use it in Europe, but they can buy a fish from Chile anyway, and with animal meal in. So, but it's some kind of industry standard. There is no regulation that forbid to use animal meal. It's just an industry standard. So, all the factories in Europe, we don't use animal meal. It can be fed meal, blood meal, milk meal. So that is off the table. If you take Norway, then you see that in fish meal, we use a lot more of fish meal. It's a 9mm pellets. We use 25% fish meal, while Norway use maybe 10-12% fish meal. And same with the fish oil. Here, fish oil. We use over 20%, 22, 24%, while Norway is using maybe half of it, 12%. So we are old-fashioned, yes, but as long as our customer want to buy this high-quality feed and pay the price for it, then it's okay for us. But the day that they tell us to lower the quality, then we will go like Norway and use a lot of plant meal. As I said, we can guarantee traceability from fishing area. We have this big global gap certified. That is not common for a small company like Laxá. We only use natural ingredients, and actually the only synthetic material is the colorant. So we have to use natural colorants made from Paracoccus bacteria. Only give GMO-free plant meals, and all the plant meals have to be GMP certified. And we have to think about the responsible sourcing, and we don't use avian or mammalian raw materials like Chile. And we have to think about the carbon footprints and keep it low. And we do it by, we use in the factory clean energy. And also it's done by using a low inclusion of plant meal. That is a carbon footprint friendly way. And 50% of our raw materials, fish meal and fish oil, are domestic and marine. And we have good and stable quality through the years. The main issue with the quality for the big producers using a lot of plant meals and different plant meals is that they are always changing things, so they get into quality trouble. But the rings down there, it's just to tell it's Icelandic production. We have global gap certified. Use a lot of fish meal and fish oil, natural ingredients. Of course, hazard, everybody have. And ASC certified, and through this global gap. And we use GMO-free. Whatever people think or say, the best possible raw material are in fish feed are fish meal and fish oil. There is no raw material that can come close to that. But we are always looking for the raw material to replace it. But Chile have replaced it, but we know the quality there. So. But Norway have not been able to replace fish meal and fish oil fully. Trying to, but not yet. But there is a concern about sustainability, that we are fishing too much from these fishing stocks, and the future availability that is always getting lower and lower. It's more and more going into human consumption, so we get less in the fish feed business. So if we are going to find some new raw materials to replace marine sources, it has to give same or better nutritional effects, have to give better technical effect in the production. It has to be in big volume, because we are not, Laxá is only producing 10,000 tons, but the normal factory in Norway is 250,000 tons. And Skretting have 3 or 4 of them. And then they have factories in Scotland and Chile and everywhere. So we are talking about million of tons. It has to be with reasonable price. That is, we have many options, but the price is almost always the issue. And possible to grow domestic or in Western Europe, because it's not very wise to get the raw material from South America or Asia. And it has to have minimal effect on food production for humans. And we are stupid enough to make ethanol from corn gluten meal, so it's not good to use it for fish feed if we can eat it ourselves. And it has to be low in undesirable content like toxins and fungi, and have to have low carbon footprints. In our case, especially because we use domestic fish meal and fish oil. And we can reduce marine sources by using GMO plant meal, because we can manipulate the plant meals to get higher protein or to get better nutrition in fatty acids or amino acids. And that we can decrease anti-nutritional substance, but the fish does not become GMO, even though the fish eat GMO plant meal. It's just like we eat cereals, that is GMO product, but we are not GMO humans. So it's kind of stupid that we are not using GMO plant meal, because it's not, of course GMO can be negative, but more often it's positive. It's helping us to grow, and get some nutritional effect that we does not have either. We can get krill meal, but it's very environmental. Much dispute about it, and it can be in some volume, but it's maybe not wise to take big volume of food from the lower part of food chain, because we have some fishing stocks and animals that is feeding on it. We have microalgae, and it's very interesting, lot of good effects. And nutrition is interesting, but it's expensive and limited volume. Macroalgae is probably more possible to get some volume than in micro, but it's low in protein, does not fit for fish feed really, because the protein is very low, and it's have high content of undesirable substance like toxins, and it will be expensive to clean it up, to take out the substance. Then we are down in bacteria and fungus, and that is what I believe in actually. Just to kill the insect meal. It's very interesting, yes, but negative effects is it's a lot of chitin that is not good for the fish. It's actually in high content. It's make fish have to have diarrhea. Just like we eat chitin to get thinner. But it will be, but it will never be a big volume or big percent in the recipe. But it's interesting to have because it's a natural feed for the fish, and we can use some waste from ourselves to grow the insects. So it's good, but it's not. It will not solve the issue with sustainability of marine raw materials. So I just move over to the most interesting thing. This is what I believe in. It's a single cell protein, and it's a big project that Laxá have been with. I think Skretningar are also there, but Laxá is the main player. And Matís is from Iceland also. And it is to use bacteria, and of course we have to feed the bacteria. And to get the volume, then we have to have a lot of feed. That we can get from the wood waste. It's a big wood industry here in Scandinavia, and after from hundreds of years, maybe in Iceland also. So this is a project that is goes out to use bacteria to make protein for fish feed, to use in fish feed. And we take the wood waste, grind it, we heat it and chemical treat it to get lignin and cellulose. We use enzyme to break down the to monosugars, and that is the feed for the bacteria yeast to transform to make proteins. So it's just just some volume of in tank that just grow like bacteria, and then just take the mass and dry it and grind it and get some protein. And we have tested it in fish, so it looks very interesting. And it actually have a better effect in fish feed than plant meal. Then we are controlling it against soy protein concentrate and wheat gluten and things like that. It does not match the fish meal, so we can forget to use it as a replacement for that. But it's high in protein, like plant meal. It can be 60, and even we want to get higher than that, up to 70–80%, like wheat gluten. It's a big volume and high technique process, but there is a belief that we can do it with reasonable pricing. That is very important if you are going to compete with the plant meals. It's possible to produce in Scandinavia, so we can stop transporting corn gluten meal from China and soy protein concentrate from South America. And it's environment-friendly use of waste. Of course, it's a chemical treated, but that is in closed system, so it does not affect the environment. But we are using something that otherwise just goes as a waste. So it's a sustainable sources because we are always getting some wood, and it's have a low carbon footprint because it's a closed system, the process, and also will save some logistic footprints. And if you want to know more about this project, then it's a Fishfeed project. and the product is called Seal Pro. And this is the homepage, and there is some links. It's a material from forest. It's a fermentation process, and it's protein-rich bacteria, and the product is Seal Pro. And you can use, it's mainly different types of bacteria or fungus that you can use actually. And we are starting a project here in Iceland to use waste from farming here in Iceland to make protein with the same method but different bacteria. That is Mattis also and Laxá. And it's an 8 project. So that is a lot of positive things. And this is Laxá. All the employees fits in one bill. And then I just thanks for me.
So, are there any questions for Gunnar Örn?
Thank you for killing the insect. No, I know there are different opinions. But I was wondering about this last ingredient that you presented from wood. Can you say something about the amino acid composition?
I don't have it with me, but you can find it in the homepage. And it's very comparable to plant meats, but this does not match the dream was first to replace the fish meal, but that will not do that. Both the protein content and the amino acid profile is not suitable for that, because fish meal have the best possible amino profile for the fish. So, but it can compete with plant meals.
Okay.
And then price-wise also.
So low in methionine, for example.
Yes, it was. I don't remember what. But it's everything in the. It's a European project, so the research is open.
What was the purpose of the wheat? I didn't catch that.
Wheat. Yeah, it's to bake up the pellets, because actually the extruder is 140 degrees, and the materials goes up to 110 degrees. So actually you bake up so you need wheat and the starch from the wheat to bake up. So when it comes out of the baking machine, that is the extruder, then it comes out as a spaghetti line, and we cut it down in pellets. And actually it's just like a small bread buns, soft, when it comes out of the extruder. And then it gets hard and dark when you put the fish oil in with vacuum.
I have one question. I think the winner today is the composition of the feces, you know. Can you say anything about you using this protein from wood, you know, what it has effect on the feces?
The feces is different. If you use SPC or this Seal Pro, it does not matter. You have to use more wheat gluten to glue the pellets together. So actually I made some rash feed. It was a little bit problem, but
I'm talking about feces.
yeah, the feces, it's a guar meal is the key, and guar gun. So what other material, and you only use guar meal for maybe 2%, and you increase the wheat gluten from 2 to 4% up to 6 to 8. So then you get this, and the feces stick together. They was importing, there is only one rash system here in Iceland. Real RAS system, that is an Arctic smolt. And they was importing some RAS feed. So we just made it so it does not have to import it.